What's up guys, welcome back to another video. My name is João Chanoca and today I'm going to show you guys some highlights of my end of the season games with this absurd deck. And yeah, at the point it was pretty damn tough, but I have quite some good matches. So yeah, before I continue, just want to show you the deck. Here it is, 5.5 deck. It's completely absurd, but it works for me, you know. And I was able to reach 6.3k this season as well. So it has been pretty consistent. So let's give it a watch. On this first game, on this first pack game, I'm gonna along the match I'm gonna explain you guys my thought process and all of that. Gonna make this video a little bit long as always. So first play, I always play like first, and I don't really mind to play first, you know. And then I knew that they had Executioner afterwards, so playing like Royale recruits and then possibly having Executioner to just support those Royale recruits if needed seems quite like a good option. Here it is, even with P.E.K.K.A. Alright, I'm not gonna go to every single thing that I do in the match, but yeah, once I saw that is Executioner, I kinda knew that I wouldn't have as many ways to defend. If it was just P.E.K.K.A. alone, maybe I could have defended with Graveyard, but like that I preferred to use those warrior recruits in the right side of the tower and just play a graveyard on top of them, really. He kept going for the attack, so I was kind of screwed, but as long as I was not like free grounded here, just okay. I kinda knew that I was going to lose that tower, so I just let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Yeah. Nothing too extraordinary. If he gives a little bit of damage, it's okay. I'm still in the match, you know. That's basically what you want, because with this heavy deck, for example, if they go alt attack, then at a certain point you might as well just go alt attack, because you will not have enough elixir to defend, you know. And it's a pretty heavy deck, so as long as you have a chance still to win a match, it's still okay. Let's go out. Here I was just playing defensive. You have to play defensive. You have to be on the expectative, just try a little counter, for example. Play Masks in the back. I was mainly waiting for the elixir. I tried to play the rather good in order for the P.E.K.K.A. to not hit those barbs. Because rather good have like 2 lives with those helmets. Not helmets, shields, with those shields, so yeah. Here I'm just trying to crush that Executioner, because while I was crushing that Executioner, I was forcing him to play more defensively, you know. I was giving myself a chance to give some damage, and like you see, I gave quite some damage in that King Tower. So here I have the right recruits and I have the freeze. Yeah. So because these guys also love to attack, so with all that I have, you know, the freeze, the tornado, if for example if they fireball and zap my two muskies, I'll probably have another muskie in the other side. I'll still have executioner, I'll still have skeleton dragons, you know. You have quite some options. Air, because it's the freeze, it is not as effective, but either way, I kinda saw an opportunity to go to the attack, and he kinda used that chance to attack as well, but because he was playing at the very in front of the king tower, I was able to push it towards it, you know, like you see. And yeah, just play a graveyard, play a freeze. And this guy's actually defended pretty damn well, but I wasn't letting him have it this tower. So another graveyard and freeze, just keep trying, and that was basically it. Yeah. Alright. This deck is basically more of the same. This Speckle Lumberjack and Balloons. Now this one with Electric Giant was a pain in the ass because I consider this a counter. You know, it's so hard to play against Electric Giants, especially having units like World Recruits, Barbarians. It gets pretty damn tough at certain points. So let's give you a shot how I won this match. In here, if you have the Barbarian Hut first play, I think that most of the time is quite a good option to play it first, you know, because you still have like 3 elixir left, close to 4 elixir. If you have like skeleton dragons in hand, you still have like an option to support the Barbarian unit, the Barbarian Hut, you know. So I think it's quite good as a first play most of the times. Here I'm just trying to make the Barbarian Hut a little bit more viable, you know, just make as much use as possible of the Barbarian Hut. No problem here. I just for cycle purposes, I play the graveyard, and I'll probably play a freeze just to give a couple of damage, so that I have like executioner and Barbarian Hut in rotation. Otherwise, I'll have like a tornado, freeze, and graveyard, and then a 4th card, you know, and that is not very handy when you want to cycle your decks, especially a heavy deck. And if I lose a bit of damage, it doesn't really matter. I gave a little bit of damage, so if he gives me a little of damage in my left side tower, it's not really a problem. The match will be kinda equal. I don't see it as a problem. You much rather prefer to recover your elixir, and then if he attacks above his baby target, then you will have elixir to counter it, you know, and to defend it. So we move. Just playing defensively. Like, you can see I was trying to force that lightning on the tower with more life, which means my right-sided tower, just so that I wouldn't suffer as much damage, you know, on my left-sided tower. Yeah. The problem here was that the electric giant gives a lot of damage into units like Royal recruits, barbarians, so I'm kind of forced to play a freeze to just crush him a little bit more, you know. It's very, very harsh. Very, very harsh card to play against with this deck. In here it is more of this. In here I was trying to, because he was attacking so much, I was kind of trying to force something, you know, trying to make him not attack as much on the left side of the tower, you know. Maybe like defend a little bit more at his right side of the tower. We have to do something about his attack, you know. When he gets too heavy, try to do something, you know. And with that, also plates that the brain had in order to just avoid the damage, really. Let's see. There is a bit of struggle because I really was lucky if that little giant just went a little bit far up ahead. I will suffer a ton of damage, so I was a little bit lucky and I had to freeze, otherwise it will just go towards the tower. A little freeze right there and it was GG. It was a pretty rough match. It was a pretty rough match indeed. Yeah. And this match against Logbait I've already shown. They are pretty tough. It's a match that is pretty tough. So I think I will watch with you guys this other match because it was pretty damn hard, you know. Like he had Mega Knight. Imagine if I played the Three Muskets in my deck, you can play the Mega Knights on one of them and use that lightning on the other two, you know, so he can neutralize completely my muskets. So it was overall a pretty hard match. And Mega Knight is also pretty good counter to units like Recruits, Barbs, Executioner, my type of deck. So it was pretty damn hard. And basically the only way that I can see was kinda using the graveyard and freeze, because he also has arrows, so I also have to kinda see the opportunity to play the freeze after uses the arrows on my graveyard, and he also has witch, so it's a pretty damn hard match. Like, you can neutralize most of my combos, most of my deck. It's pretty much the counter that you kinda want to have, the highest counter that you can possibly imagine. So yeah, as the last match to get to 6.5k to 6.3k, so it's a pretty damn tough match, man. It was the highest counter that I could face. And when you play against these type of E-Golem decks, what you want is just to crash him completely as soon as possible to gain that 4 elixir, you know, and to have that 4 elixir to defend the rest of the push. That's what you want to do against the golem. Let's keep watching. Here you have Mega Knight, so yeah, pretty hard. Like Mega Knight for the 2 and Prince for the other. Musky, such a pretty hard match. Even if I suffer a little bit of energy, it doesn't matter. And I was lucky to have her goods in hand because it was just the ideal option, you know, to play against Mega Knight and Prince in the defensive part of the game. So it's gonna go for the attacks and play E-Golem afterwards. Here you go. I can freeze it, you know, and make it and give more use to that barbarian head. Yeah. It was very harsh. Very harsh deck. I don't even remember I won it, to be honest. But I have to wait and see how I won this match. Oh, here's a good attack. I probably won it right here, didn't I? I can freeze that magician. Yeah, that was a QG. Yeah, I don't think he played that well. Possibly he could have won it that much. And he also played those arrows towards the warrior recruits. Maybe if he played Mega Knight over the warrior recruits and then the arrows in the graveyard, it would have been pretty much defense. But either way, it was a pretty good win on my part, even though maybe he could have played better, you know. It's like everything in every single sport, I guess. The one that wins is kind of the one that makes less mistakes, and I think that applies to a lot of the sports, a lot of the games, you know. The one that plays the less mistakes kinda has more chances to win the match, and that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys keep having an amazing day, an amazing week. Keep enjoying your lives one day at a time. I just kind of record these videos. These videos just to practice a little bit more English and just express some opinions better, if you want to say it like that. If you like this video, you can leave a like. You can subscribe my channel. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'll see you soon. Take care. Goodbye.